So we're in Lynaberack estate here up Glentromie. This is a peatland restoration scheme we've been working on for a few years now. We're particularly active within the Cairngorms area and the Wildland mountains too, as well as undertaking work elsewhere in Scotland.
Traditionally, Glentromie estate had very high deer densities. There was also quite a bit of burning of heather. So over the years, even back to the Industrial Revolution, acid rain, etc., what we've inherited is a degraded peatland.
The Park Authority is now got its own peatland action grant scheme, and we are developing a big team to actually restore peatlands across the park. We think something like 90,000 hectares are damaged.
Peatlands, when they become degraded, become net emitters of CO2. The goal behind the peatland restoration work is to reverse and halt that process.
When we're trying to get peatlands restored, one of our key things is we're trying to make them wetter, because once they dry out, the vegetation changes. We also want to revegetate the bare peat, and we want to slow the flow of water so you have less sedimentation.
So the peatland project here, we're using a range of techniques. We're using both excavators as part of the peatland restoration works, and we're using hand-built techniques as well. So there's Hagerty profiling, bunding within the gullies to help to retain water on the peat bogs and prevent them from draining quite so quickly, and undertaking spot turfing work to limit areas of bare peat.
Our ethos is really trying to find local solutions and employ local people where possible. McGowans have been very innovative over the last few years, getting involved, getting the equipment required and the skill level required to do this restoration. So for us it's really simple. We're finding a local solution to the global climate crisis.
To date we've undertaken stone dam work, so we've mined, collected and moved piles of stones to the gullies and built stone dams within the gullies to help to slow down the water flow down the gullies. We're currently cutting mulch down here at the bottom site, which will be flying up and using that to help reinstate bare peat areas. Another technique we're using is the use of cocoa mesh. It's a biodegradable geotextile material, and we're using that on some of the bare peat areas again to help stabilise them and encourage vegetation to regrow.
At Wildland we are probably best known for regenerating the Caledonian pine forest, but actually in our 200-year vision is actually to restore all the habitats from the mountain tops down to the river valleys. So the peatland is an important component.
People look at peatlands and think they're quite dull, but if you actually get down on your hands and knees, they're actually full of life. Sphagnum is one of the key components of peatlands, and that can be amazingly coloured moss that you get all over peatlands. And then peatlands are good for things like you have dunlin and golden plover, your dragonflies are good. So peatlands are great for biodiversity. It's not just about the carbon that's in the peat, it's also about restoring those peatlands so they're good for the plants and animals that live in them.